Assalamu alaikum everyone, hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. This is Mubin here, and today we're going to be covering lesson number 4 and lesson number 5. Lesson number 4 is basically the vowel signs. I was taught in terms of the vowel signs, there's no specific wording for it. Zabar, Zer, Pesh, Do, Zabar, Do, Zer, that's in Urdu. There is an English version here. So Zabar, and then it goes into a little bit more detail as in when you go on. But what I'd say is don't worry too much about that. What I'll do is I'll simplify it for you. So we'll practice the vowel signs as long as you can tell the difference between each one. So what Zabar is, what do pesh, yeah, do zer, do Zabar, stuff like that. If you can tell the difference, and the more we practice, the better we'll get, inshallah. Lesson number 5, obviously, we'll practice the Zabar signs. So we'll have a, as in when we go on, we'll have a chance to practice each vowel sign. So that's the main thing. Hopefully, if you guys practice, the more practice we're getting, the better we'll become, inshallah. The main purpose of this is essentially to improve the pronunciation, the Tajweed for the Quran. Even if we can improve 5 to 10%, inshallah we can see the difference when we start reciting. It will be a massive difference in terms of the reward we receive as well. Obviously, if we try and improve ourselves, we'll get better, inshallah. So my theory is practice makes perfect. I've just had a look at this Qaida here. It's got a lot of detail. So basically I think I'll try and simplify it for you. Don't worry too much about that. What I'd say is just listen to me carefully, and inshallah if we practice the lessons, we'll be fine when it comes to the Quran, inshallah. Okay, so again, a massive thank you to everyone who's viewing, who's subscribing, sharing with friends and family. What I'd say is carry on subscribing and carry on viewing, inshallah. Hopefully what the plan is to go through the actual full-on beginners class, so the Qaida, and then at the same time you probably know that I'm going through the Quran lessons, Surah Fatiha, Surah Nas, so on until Amma Para. And then obviously, inshallah, the plan is to start Quran with you guys as well. So what I'd say is I'm really enjoying giving the lessons. Hopefully if you guys have any questions, just drop them in the comment section, and inshallah I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. Okay, so here goes, yeah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Zabar, Zer, Pesh. We're going to cover these 3, yeah? Zabar, Zer, Pesh. Zabar, Zer, Pesh. Zabar, Zer, Pesh. Do Zabar, Do Zer, Do Pesh. Do Zabar, Do Zer, Do Pesh. Do Zabar, Do Zer, Do Pesh. Essentially what that means in English is 2 Zabars, 2 Zers, and 2 Pesh, yeah? Kara Zabar, Kari Zer, Ulta Pesh. Kara Zabar, Kari Zer, Ulta Pesh. Jazm, Sukun, Tashdid, Baramad, Chotamad. Okay, so don't worry too much about the wording of each of these vowels. In terms of if you compare it to English, you don't worry too much about what a verb is and what a noun is and the difference. So this is just what each are, yeah? So the more practice we get, the better we'll become, inshallah. But what I'd say is don't worry too much at this stage. Just know the difference between each one. We're going to be covering each one anyway. So at this stage, we're just going to go through it a couple more times, and then we'll move on to lesson number 5. Zabar, Zer, Pesh. Do Zabar, Do Zer, Do Pesh. Kara Zabar, Kari Zer, Ulta Pesh. Jazm, Sukun, Tashdid, Baramad, Chota Mad. So big mad, small mad. That's 2 Zabars, 2 Zers, 2 Pesh. Kara Zabar, standing Zabar, standing Zer. ulta pesh. Yeah. So one more time, and then we're going to move on to lesson number 5. If I was to go through this, just a quick show over here. If I was to go through this, then that's going to just confuse everyone. So I don't want to go through this version. I just want to try and simplify it as much as possible for you guys. When we go through the actual lessons, you'll start to understand the differences, and then hopefully when we go back to it, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so one more time. Zabar, Zer, Pesh, Do Zabar, Do Zer, Do Pesh, Khara Zabar, Khari Zer, Ulta Pesh, Jazm, Sukoon, Tashdid, Baramad, Chota Mad. Okay, so we're going to move on to lesson number 5. We've got a lot to cover today, and after we cover that, we're going to do the practice session right below there. Inshallah, that will give us enough practice for the Zabar. So that's the first sign, top right. Yeah? So this is lesson number 5, inshallah. We're going to go through it, and then we're going to practice it, and then we're going to move on to the exercise. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف زبر أ با زبر با تا زبر تا ثا زبر ث جيم زبر ج ح زبر ح خا زبر خ dal zabar da. Yeah, so that's essentially the zabar. What I'm saying is dal's got a zabar and it's pronounced da. Yeah, we're gonna do this one more time, and then we're gonna move on to the next line, and then we'll go through a little bit more quicker. Yeah, alif zabar a, ba zabar ba, ta zabar ta, tha zabar tha, jim zabar ja, ha zabar ha, kha zabar kha, dal zabar da, ذال زبر ذا را زبر را ز زبر ز سين زبر س شين زبر ش صاد زبر ص ضاد زبر ض طا زبر طا. Okay, so we're going to go from the beginning. Now instead of saying zabar, we're just going to pronounce it. Yeah, a, ba, da, th, j, h, kh, d, the, r, z, s, sh, so, the, to. Yeah? So one more time. Now this is the last 2 lines. We're going to do the zabars, and then we're going to do the pronunciations, and then all from the beginning, yeah, till the end. Dha zabar dha, ain zabar a, ghain zabar gha, fa zabar fa, qaf zabar qa, kaf zabar ka, lam zabar la, mim zabar ma, nun zabar na, waw zabar wa, ha zabar ha, hamza zabar a, ya zabar ya. Now we're just going to pronounce it, yeah? Dha, a, gha, fa, qa, ka, la, ma, na, wa, ha, a, ya. Okay, so what we've done here is this is the zabar sign, yeah, that's that one there. Essentially we were saying alif, zabar, a, so we were just going through each letter and how it's pronounced. Now what we're going to do is from the beginning, we're just going to do the pronunciation of the zabars, yeah. We're not going to say alif, zabar, a, we're just going to do the pronunciations for each letter, and then we're going to practice it, and then we're going to go on to the exercise below, inshallah. Okay, so here goes from the beginning. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أ ب ت ث ج ح خ د ذ ر ز س ش ص ض ط ظ ع غ ف ق ك ل م ن و ه a, ya. Yeah, so we pronounced each letter. Hopefully you could tell the difference between each one. We'll go through it one more time. Yeah, I'm just hoping that we can get as much practice in as possible, and then we can move on to the exercise. One more time, yeah? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أ ب ت ث ج ح خ د ذ ر ز س ش ص ظ ط ظ ع غ ف ق ك ل م ن و ه yeah. Okay, now this exercise, hopefully this is done over 2 lessons, but what I'm trying to do is getting as much practice as we can. It's 2 short lessons, but essentially this is 2 lessons in one, so hopefully we're going to practice this for at least about 5 to 6 minutes, inshallah. Yeah, so over in this exercise we're going to have to go through each letter, the sign, the vowel on top, yeah. So alif zabar mim zabar ma, and then ra zabar ra, ra, yeah. And then we can pronounce it properly. So hopefully we can go through this 2-3 times. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف زبر ميم زبر ما را زبر را أمارا. One more time, yeah. ألف زبر ميم زبر ما را زبر را أمارا. با زبر با لام زبر لا بلا غين زبر غ بلاغ. ثا زبر ثا ميم زبر ما ثما را زبر را ثمارا. جيم زبر جا ميم زبر ما جما عين زبر ع جماعة. Hopefully you guys are recognizing the difference between each letter. Yeah, if you guys are struggling with that, what I'd say is if you guys can just go through previous lessons, you can see the difference between each letter, and if you want you can go even further. So there's no harm in going back. If you want you can watch the previous videos, and then we go through the previous letters, what they mean, how they sound, etc. We're going to move on to the next line. Okay, ha zabar ha, sin zabar sa, ha sa, dal zabar da, ha sa da, ذال زبر ذا كاف زبر ك ذاك را زبر را ذكر را زبر را فا زبر فا رافا عين زبر ع رفع زا زبر زا عين زبر ع زاع ميم زبر ما زعام. Okay, so from the beginning what I'm going to do is, instead of going through each letter, I'm just going to read it slowly, yeah, until here, and then we're going to finish off this one like we done from here to here. أمارة بلاغة ثمارة جماعة حسد ذكر رفع زعامة. At this stage it's very important to look at the pronunciation, yeah. If we start mispronouncing the letters from here, you will see that it starts impacting how we read the Quran. What I'd say is if we can concentrate on the pronunciation as well as getting the correct vowel, if you want you can just keep practicing guys, yeah. Okay, from this line now we're going to go through it, spell out each word, and then we're going to go through it and practice it. Sin zabar sa, ra zabar ra, sara, qaf zabar qa, saraqa, sad zabar sa, dal zabar da, sada, qaf zabar qa, sadaqa, ضاد زبر ضا را زبر را ضارا با زبر با ضرب ضا زبر ضا عين زبر ع ظلم ميم زبر ما ظلم. Okay, Now what we're going to do is we're going to read this line without the pronunciations, slowly, and then we're going to move on to the last one. سرق سرق صدق صدق ضرب ضرب ظلم ظلم. Okay, last line, and then hopefully we'll cover this from the beginning to here without the actual spelling out. We'll go slowly. We'll put more emphasis on recognizing the letters, and then inshallah that'll be done for today's lesson. From the last line, yeah. Ain zabar a, dal zabar da, ada, lam zabar la, adala, qaf zabar qa, mim zabar ma, qama, raf zabar ra, qamara, kaf zabar ka, sin zabar sa, kasa, ba zabar ba, kasaba, waw zabar wa, jim zabar ja, waja, dal zabar da, wajada. Okay, from the beginning without the actual letters pronouncing, yeah. Adala, qamara, kasaba, wajada. Okay, from the beginning we covered so just to reiterate, right from the beginning, lesson number 4, we went through the vowels. Today's the Zabar lesson, so we went through Alif Zabar Ba Zabar Ba, we pronounced them all. Now what we're going to do here is, instead of saying Alif Zabar Ba Mim Zabar, what we're going to do is we're just going to pronounce the word. More focus is going to be on the actual letters and how we pronounce them, okay? Amara, 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 balagha, balagha, balagha. You don't want to stretch them too much, yeah? Thamara, thamara, that's a tha, yeah? Thamara, and that ra has to be a full mouth because it's got zabar. Thamara, jama'a, that's a ayn. Again, it's quite hard to pronounce. Jama'a, jama'a, that's a ha, yeah? So hasada, 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 dhakara, that's a dhal, not za, yeah? It's not zakar, it's dhakara, dhakara, and ra has to be full mouth, yeah? Dhakara, rafa'a, 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 this is a za. Za'ama, za'ama, za'ama. Know the difference between that one and that one, yeah? If you can pronounce the differences, then you're doing quite well at this stage. Saraqa, 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 sadaqa, sadaqa, sadaqa. Again, similar to this. If you can pronounce the differences, that's a sin, that's a sad. So the difference is saraqa, sadaqa. Hopefully you can tell the difference, yeah? Dharaba, 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 ظلم, ظلم, ظلم. That's a dha, that's a dha, that's a dha, that's a dha. Hopefully you can tell the difference, yeah? It's ta, dha, that's a dha, dhad, 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 dha. Okay? Adala, 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 qamara, qamara, that's a qaf, yeah? طمر كسب 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 وجد وجد وجد. Okay, so we covered each actual word. Inshallah, if you guys noted right at the end, we were placing more emphasis on the word, on the actual letters and the pronunciation. Inshallah, that's the main part of, if you can master that at this stage, if you can do well at it, then inshallah that will go on to the next stage, and that's how you improve your tajweed, yeah? So we've recognized that this is a zabar, yeah? Lesson number 5 goes through the zabars. We started using the easy alif zabar ba zabar ba in terms of how you use the sign, the vowel, and then we used it without the vowel, so b, d, and then more advanced level over here. What we started doing is we started spelling out the words, and we started actually going through how it sounds, yeah? And then after that, what we've done is we started focusing on the letters and focusing on the differences between the letters. If you guys practice this exercise at least, I would say 2 to 3 hours, a couple of days, then you can move on to the next exercise. But if you guys are quite comfortable with it, if you guys can tell the difference and pronounce the difference between each letter, then you're doing well, inshallah, yeah? So that's it for today's lesson. Again, what I'd say is if you're attending mosque, then that's great. This can supplement that, this can go with that. If you're not able to attend the mosque, then obviously this can help you. But try and see an imam, try and see a shaykh, a mulisab, a maulana, and they will actually give you the lessons in person, which is going to be quite beneficial. Whoever can't get to a mosque, then obviously this is an option for you guys. What I'd say is carry on listening to the Quran, carry on doing dua for me as well, inshallah, and hopefully we can all improve our Quran and take it forward from here. Take care, guys. Have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves. See you soon. Assalamu alaikum.